more space for more police vehicles that come from over there to come into the crime scene. Okay, that's serious. We gotta leave.
Okay. Why are you attacking us, ma'am?
Get away from me!
Then she sicks her 2 dogs on us.
In today's TV industry, we have a huge variety of entertainment to choose from, but one of the most compelling things to watch on cable is live TV. Broadcasting live on air is highly unpredictable and you never know what can happen. From hostage situations to explosions, live TV has captured it all. Unfortunately, some of these crazy and creepy moments, well, they were caught on TV and it's something that viewers will never forget. Well, how's it going, YouTube? I'm your host for this one, Landon Dowlitzing, and welcome back to another Most Amazing Top 10 video. Before we get started, I want to know, what is the most unexpected thing that's ever happened to you guys? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm pretty curious. Alright, let's get right into this list. This is going to be the top 10 scary live news reporting fails. Reporter mugged on live TV kicks things off in at number 10. A reporter and his entire crew were mugged by 4 thieves, and this is while they're reporting live from Johannesburg. I don't know anyone who would have the guts to commit a crime on live TV. They were either really smart and tactical or they look really dumb. Let's take a look at what really went down. Is this real life right now? I don't think that's tactical. I think that's really dumb. Alright, so it's pretty clear that they don't know what they're doing because they weren't even wearing masks and they look really unorganized. Later on in the clip, the men tried to take the reporter's phone, but he refused to give it to them. But one of the muggers with the gun was instructed to shoot him. Thankfully, the reporter came to his senses and handed over his phone. In situations like this, it's always best to, not be a hero. Just give them what they want because anything can be replaced. The only thing that can't be replaced is you guys. Reporter was being held at gunpoint, and this takes us to number 9. Back on August 20th of 1987, a man named Gary Stolman interrupted a live TV broadcast on KNBC when he pointed his gun at one of his news anchors. He demanded that the anchor read his written statement about the CIA and aliens.
All right, well, let me read this. Folks, we have someone on the set who's standing here and would like me to read this copy which was just handed to me. You want to tell me your name or not? What is it? And Gary, where are you from?
As soon as Stolman walked on the set, KNBC went off the air so that viewers wouldn't witness something terrible on live TV. Thankfully, the news anchor was able to remain calm. I don't know if I can remain calm in that situation. Well, he was calm, cool, and collected until security came to detain Stolman. But as it turns out, the gun that he was holding was actually a toy gun, and he didn't have any intentions of actually hurting or killing anyone. But of course, no one knew at the time that it was a toy gun, and everyone was pretty shaken up. After the incident, several cities and states wanted to ban the manufacture of toy guns, and you know what? I don't blame them. I mean, how many robberies went down because of toy guns? News reporter gets rocks thrown at her, and Pitbulls also attacks her, and this brings us to number 8. Being a reporter isn't always easy. Sometimes you're forced to report on an incident in a dangerous part of the city, or people can just be extremely unpredictable and aggressive. Well, over in Rhode Island, a single mom assaulted a local news reporter and her crew after they were standing near her property reporting on an incident that happened to her daughter. This woman was throwing rocks, swinging a baseball bat, and sending her 2 pit bulls after this film crew.
Why are you attacking us, ma'am?
Get away from me!
Then she sicks her 2 dogs on us.
After this whole ordeal, she was arrested and charged with 2 counts of felony assault with a dangerous weapon. I think she should also be sent to anger management classes because she seems like a very intense lady who's angry all the time. The Challenger explodes on air, and this takes us to number 7. During its launch on January 28th of 1989, the shuttle exploded 73 seconds after liftoff, killing 7 people and changing NASA's space program forever. Well, apparently NASA's officials felt extremely pressured to push the Challenger's mission forward after there were countless delays, and they received a lot of pressure from President Reagan. So I guess a combination of sloppiness and pressure ultimately led to the Challenger exploding live on air.
Is now on the way after more delays than NASA cares to count. This morning it looked as though they were not going to... Looks like a couple of the solid rocket boosters blew away from the side of the shuttle.
After an investigation was done, it was found that the fuel tank collapsed and tore apart, and the flood of liquid oxygen and hydrogen caused the massive fireball to ignite. Thankfully, a lot of people didn't have cable during that time, so the explosion wasn't seen by many, but unfortunately now it's on YouTube where it can be seen forever. Now in at number 6, we have a massive building engulfed in flames. After a 51-day armed standoff with a cult, FBI agents decided to invade their compound in Waco, Texas. The place sounds pretty wacko to me, but during a live televised broadcast on the FBI siege, the entire building burst into flames. I don't think that the FBI intended for this to happen. People all over the world watched this as the building and people inside were being swallowed by the flames. Ultimately, this fire led to the death of 76 members of the cult, and to this day, people are still speculating on who really started the fire. Number 5, James Hoskins takes several reporters as hostages. As we've seen, live television can be highly unpredictable, and if you're a reporter or a crew member, you have to be able to adapt to the situation at hand. So on the morning of October 15th, 1980, a news channel became part of their own breaking news when a man named James Hoskins took control of their entire newsroom. He held several hostages at gunpoint in a parking lot, and then he forced his way into the newsroom where he was able to take 7 more people.
Together and I went berserk.
Pleasure, 23:30 hours, 10,
She's dead.
I
can tell you don't seem like the kind of person like to say, if you don't want to hurt us. I don't want to hurt you. I would like you to leave. I just want the police, they're always hurting poor people. Let them come and hurt me now.
And he was armed with a semi-automatic rifle and 5 revolvers. He wanted to be interviewed live on air, and he talked about murdering his girlfriend before coming to the news station. And he would only let the hostages go if they helped barricade him in the newsroom. Clearly he wasn't very stable, and he ended up taking his own life while he was on the phone with SWAT negotiators. Now at number 4, a news helicopter crashed while covering a police chase.
Oh man, oh Jesus, oh my gosh, oh, Phoenix Tower, Skyblock 10, just had a mid-air collision over here at the park, 2 helicopters down.
You can really hear the fear and anxiety in this reporter's voice. This was such a huge tragic incident that occurred in Phoenix when 2 helicopters collided mid-flight, causing 4 people to lose their life. At the time, one of the helicopters was broadcasting live, and viewers can hear him cry out, "Oh geez," as the feed suddenly became blurry and cut out. That's extremely chilling, and I hope that they were able to learn from this incident so that, it never happens again. Next up, number 3, we have a lion and a baby. Yeah, those things sound like they don't mix well, and you know what? They don't.
Las leonas de ese león.
¿Son más sensual?
Así es, más sensual.
Bueno.
Es que, mira, depende también del clima, depende también de su condición hormonal, de todo su sistema hormonal. ¿Qué cambia?
I have so many questions. First of all, why is a baby on set with a lion? Who in the right mind thought that a little dog leash would be enough to restrain a lion? And why did this mother allow her baby to sit so close to a predator that could potentially rip off all of her limbs? Obviously, things get way more out of hand, and the lion attacked the little girl, but apparently this lion is only a cub, so she wasn't able to do any damage to the poor little girl. But if I was her mother, I would be suing them for sure. But then again, she probably signed a waiver and now is questioning whether or not that, she's a fit mother. She should maybe be suing herself because she made that bad decision. Next up, in at number 2, we have a TV reporter live on air during the Paris explosion. A journalist was reporting on an incident that occurred in a supermarket in Paris when 4 hostages were brutally executed by 2 gunmen. The reporter was in front of the supermarket when these brutal attacks went down. He was literally putting his own life on the line just to cover a story, just to, get a paycheck.
Us now to retreat the situation and to move away from that scene here as the police tries to make right next to me more space for more police vehicles that come from over there to come into the crime scene. Okay, that's serious. We gotta leave.
Is this real life right now? He was literally standing in the spot where he can clearly hear gunshots and feel the heat from the explosion, but for some reason he continued to report on the story. I would have gone out of there. If it was me, I would have run out of there faster than Usain Bolt. I would run the 100-meter dash in under 9 seconds. And now, coming in number 1, we have a reporter and cameraman who were murdered live on air. Allison Parker and Adam Ward were killed during a live news reporting segment in Virginia. The incident occurred on August 26, 6, 2015, he was brutally killed by a 41-year-old gunman named Lee Flanagan. He was a former reporter for the news channel, but he was fired in 2013 for disruptive conduct. That could literally mean anything, but after a 5-hour manhunt, he shot himself during a car chase with the police, where he later died at the hospital. It's extremely sad and disheartening that he took his own frustrations onto innocent people. My condolences goes out to everyone that was affected by the loss of these two people. Well, there you guys have it. We've made it to the end of this video. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys all in the next most amazing top 10 video.